Calculating even as President Trump questions whether there are plans to reopen tomorrow. Our team is covering a lot of ground tonight. We start with Blaine Alexander.
While a few states are hours away from opening their doors, tonight the governor of Illinois says he is extending his stay-at-home order for another month.
We need to keep going a little while longer. We need to keep going a little while longer.
A different story in Georgia, where Governor Brian Kemp is doubling down on his where Governor Brian Kemp is even after bipartisan reopening, tweeting our next measured step is driven by data. Our next measured step is driven by data. To protect the lives, we will continue with this approach to protect the lives. It comes after a rare rebuke from President Trump. It comes after a rare rebuke from President Trump.
Strongly, I disagree with his decision.
Blasting his political allies move to allow his political allies barbershops, bowling alleys, and more to reopen tomorrow. Bowling alleys in the state not meeting White House guidelines, despite the state not meeting White House guidelines for a 2-week decline in cases.
I love those people that use all of those things: the spas, the beauty parlors, tattoo parlors. I love barbershops, tattoo parlors. They can wait a little bit longer, just a little bit. They can wait a little bit longer, just a little bit, not predominate.
One new model shows Georgia is set to hit its peak. One new model shows Georgia is set to hit its peak late next week. Days after businesses is leading a drive-by protest tomorrow. Isabella S. is leading a drive-by protest tomorrow against the new measures.
We can't pay taxes if we're sick, and we can't pay taxes.
But the move to reopen restaurants is a big relief for Salem Macklon. He says his locations are ready to go. He says his 4 locations are ready to go.
That's different. When your customers come in, what will they notice that's different?
The table is going to be spaced out.
We learned today COVID-19 deaths, including, we learned today, 86-year-old Elizabeth Herron, oldest brother of Senator Elizabeth Warren. To the nurses and frontline staff, I'm grateful to the nurses and frontline staff who took care of him, to hold his hand, or to say I love you to hold his hand, or to say I love you major changes order to get one of the South Dakota's major changes order to get one of the state's biggest businesses back up and running. Has gone dark after more than 800 workers tested positive. After more than 800 the CDC recommends increased distance between workers, spacing out lockers and more plexiglass shields to reopen safely. While today a Tyson plant in Indiana closed to test workers, one union says 25% of the nation's pork production is shut down. Of the nation's pork production, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is launching an investigation into nursing homes. NBC News has found nearly 11,000 deaths in nursing homes nationwide are linked to coronavirus. Nationwide are linked to coronavirus.
Take care of a resident, and if they don't take care of a we will take appropriate. And if they don't action, we will take appropriate.
A move to contain some of the nation's biggest hotspots. A move to contain some of the nation's biggest hotspots. Blaine Alexander, NBC News,
Las Vegas. Another day along Steve Patterson in Las Vegas. Another day along the eerily Las Strip. And inside Caesar's Palace in Los Angeles. And inside Caesar's Palace, we were granted exclusive access, rows of vacant slots, dark blackjack tables.
For nearly 54 years, Caesar's Palace has been operating around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On a typical day, there'd be something like 50,000 people in here, and now it sits empty.
I want our restaurants open. I want our small businesses open. I want our people back in employment.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman, who has no jurisdiction over the Strip, has repeatedly pressed for its swift reopening, but on CNN Wednesday didn't offer any guidance on how businesses could do that safely.
They better figure it out. That's their job. That's not the mayor's job.
Nevada has more than 4,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus and fewer than 200 deaths.
But hasn't it been because of social distancing that the numbers have been what they are?
How do you know until we have a control group? We offered to be a control group.
You're offering the citizens of Las Vegas to be a control group to see if your theory on social distancing works or doesn't work.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said we'll be a control group.
Excuse me. What I said was, I offered to be a control group, and I was told by our statistician, you can't do that. We would love to be that placebo side so you have something to measure against.
Nigel Snellman, a server at the typically bustling Caesars Palace, is out of work.
Everyone wants to reopen and get back to work and have the economy rolling again. But at this point, I think that would be reckless and just irresponsible.
Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak.
I am not going to allow our workers to be put in a position that they have to decide between their job and their paycheck and their life.
I agree with him 100%.
Caesars Entertainment CEO Anthony Rodio says while he's eager to open up, safety comes first.
What do you think reopening would look like for Caesars?
I think what you'll see is social distancing in the casino, and by that I mean every other slot machine, 3 people at a table, maybe every other table.
But for an entire industry that never sleeps, this is uncharted territory, and no one wants to gamble with getting it wrong. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Las Vegas.
Those workers who have lost their jobs in Las Vegas, part of the staggering toll on the workforce, with another 4.4 million Americans filing for unemployment just last week. Jolene Kent has more on this.
Tonight, the number of workers devastated by unemployment continues to skyrocket.
The unemployment process for me has been really frustrating.
More than 26 million jobless claims have been filed since March. And it's hitting low-income workers especially hard. More than half say they or someone in their household lost a job or has taken a pay cut. Among the states hurting the most, Florida, where Derek Bailey applied for unemployment on March 17th. He says he still hasn't received any money.
That's very frustrating for someone like me who's always had a plan.
Lee Cox shares that frustration. She applied for unemployment in Ohio that same week. She lost both of her part-time jobs.
I would say I call anywhere between, 10 to 30 times a day. I don't have a very big safety net. I have minimal savings.
One problem plaguing many states, those decades-old computer systems simply overwhelmed. Connecticut now implementing a software fix they hope will clear out 6 weeks of backed-up unemployment claims. Small businesses are also waiting for financial help. Today, members of Congress, many wearing face masks and social distancing, debating the latest relief package in the House. Even with an additional $310 billion in the Paycheck Protection Program, some small businesses worry they'll miss out again after the first round allowed bigger restaurant chains with fewer than 500 employees per location to qualify.
We've still got businesses with 3 employees going after the same pool of money as those with 300. And I assure you, those big guys, they've got more expertise and manpower to get themselves into a program like this. So we could end up in the same situation. The money runs out and the little guy misses out.
Late today, after much public pressure, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse announcing it will give back its $20 million federal loan. Sweetgreen giving back its $10 million loan. This following Shake Shack earlier this week. Lester.
All right, Jolene Kent tonight. Thank you. This evening, stunning new insights on the spread of the virus. Researchers now say it was actually spreading in several cities long before we previously knew. Here's Miguel Almaguer with that.
The new study out of New York today confirming how quickly and unknowingly the virus can spread. Nearly 14% of the 3,000 residents randomly tested had COVID-19 antibodies, meaning they had the virus. With nearly 20 million people in the state, some 2.7 million New Yorkers may have already been infected.
They had the virus, they developed the antibodies, and they are now, quote unquote, recovered.
For some, the numbers, while staggering, aren't surprising. The hidden outbreak may have long been infecting Americans in plain sight in cities like San Francisco, New York, Boston, Chicago, and Seattle. Researchers at Northeastern say by mid-February, as the coronavirus crisis unfolded in China, San Francisco and New York had more than 600 unidentified infections. 2 weeks later, on March 1st, the CDC confirmed 23 cases in 5 major U.S. cities. But researchers say models suggest the true number of infections was likely 28,000.
We are in a situation now where the numbers of confirmed cases is still just the tip of the iceberg.
As the virus spread under the radar, the CDC began implementing airport screenings. The president then ordered a travel ban to China and later Europe. But researchers believe Americans were already dying from the virus, though doctors didn't know. Tonight, the family of an FDNY firefighter sharing their loss. Little J. Natalie Lasanta was just 1 week shy of turning 5 months when her family says she passed from complications of the coronavirus, a silent killer taking the most innocent of lives. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Heartbreak upon heartbreak. We'll be back in 60 seconds with a question you and your family might be struggling with. Even if businesses reopen, how soon will you feel safe to go back in public? Next tonight, the growing concern about a second wave of COVID-19 infections this fall, as many Americans are concerned about lifting stay-at-home orders too soon during this current outbreak. Here's Tom Costello.
Tonight, as the world's health experts warn, a second wave of the coronavirus is very likely in the fall and winter. President say that's unlikely.
We will have coronavirus in the fall. I am convinced of that.
A CBS News poll finds if stay-at-home orders were lifted, 48% say they would not return to public places until the outbreak is over.
Death, people dying, is the greatest fear.
In Orange, Ohio, the Abramson family Leo home from college, Ollie and Max doing online schoolwork.
Yeah, kind of like bouncing off the walls, annoying them.
Staying at home is getting old, they say, but they're in no hurry to go back out. What will it take for you to feel comfortable going back out again?
I don't know about my kids leaving the house. I don't know when that I'm going to feel safe for them to leave the house.
When people are allowed to leave home, Dan Simons, who co-owns Founding Farmers Restaurants in Potomac, Maryland, is already considering how to make customers feel safe.
I'm ready to have less tables. Maybe it's no seating at the bar.